Tadej Pogačar's teammate has reacted to the critics and the speculations. And no, I'm not talking about some under-the-radar domestique who nobody notices. I'm talking about Almeida, the Portuguese all-rounder, former Vuelta runner-up, one-week race winner, and now a cornerstone for UAE Team Emirates. He's just dropped an absolute monumental statement. He has extended his contract with the team through to 2028, saying, and I quote, "I have no reason to leave UAE." That's right, amidst the whispers, rumours, and a chorus of cycling fans telling him that he should bolt and build his own GC legacy, Almeida is basically telling the world to chill. But why? And what does this mean for him, or for Pogačar, and for the future of UAE? Let's take a look and let's see what's actually happening. The contract. Stability or strategy? Alright, so let's look at the contract. This isn't just a yes, I'm staying. It's a yes, I'm staying long term. And that carries weight. In November 2025, Almeida signed for a 2-year more deal. And this was 2 more seasons with UAE. So he was basically tying himself to the outfit through to the end of 2028. According to his own words, he feels at home there. A bit of a corporate PR fluff, sure, but also not entirely false. In his press release, he cited trust, professionalism, and a team environment that has helped him evolve. Think about that. At a team when GC riders are treating teams like Tinder profiles, swiping left at the slightest discord, Almeida's doubling down on it all. There's something deeper here. On the surface, it's a contract renewal, but underneath, it could be a strategic play from both sides. Almeida gets stability, financial security, a platform to keep targeting GC or big week races, and the backing of a top-tier World Tour team. For UAE, it's a win. They lock in a rider who has proven he can deliver results, climb, time trial, and offer reliability. But the strategic layer, that's where things get juicy. By re-signing Almeida, he also gets to cement his role in the team's long-term roadmap. He's not just a supporting rider for Pogačar, he's a co-leader in my eyes. There are rumours, fueled by insiders and media, that UAE sees him as a future Grand Tour contender. Maybe not now, but soon. When Pogačar inevitably faces age, decline, or distractions, Almeida could slide into a leadership slot, the one that Del Toro probably wants instead. This contract extension may not be about loyalty, it might be about power, timing, and legacy. And if you squint, you can almost see the chessboard. Almeida securing his future, UAE securing a multi-year GC option, and Pogačar getting a teammate who can push, not just fetch bottles now. Critics will scoff and go, but isn't he just being safe? Isn't he ducking out of pressure? Well, maybe, but maybe that's exactly the kind of ambitious duck out now, strike later mindset that smart riders actually use. And yes, I did just call it ducking, but I meant ducking with purpose. The critics. Why so many people think he should leave? Okay, so why do people even want him to leave? This is the bit that doesn't really make sense, and I only really found this out a few days ago. It's not just idle gossip. Cycling fans are obsessed. Analysts are writing think pieces, and some team insiders are quietly whispering that Almeida's presence could block Pogačar or stifle his own Grand Tour ambitions. One thought argues that Almeida will always be stuck in Pogačar's shadow. With Pogačar being the obvious star, some believe Almeida could never truly be the number one guy at UAE, so why not strike out on his own? Find a new team that will back him fully and build him his own project or something. There's also the conflict of workload. Helping Pogačar in Grand Tours means basically sacrificing some of his own potential. Some fans complain that Almeida's best GC chances are being wasted because the big team would rather protect Pogačar's interests first. You can practically see the headlines: Almeida locked in servitude, never his own leader. There's also friction in the team structure. Juan Ayuso's departure from UAE was publicly messy, with Ayuso criticising management philosophy and even calling parts of the organisation a dictatorship. That kind of public interest fuels speculation. If Ayuso can't handle it, can Almeida? Or does he just cozy into the role of stable lieutenant? And don't forget the financial calculus. For a GC rider, long-term stability is great, but only if it comes with opportunities. Some clinical people argue that the 2-year extension is actually shorter than it looks. I kind of agree. Almeida is still at a prime age, and, locking in through 2028 may protect him now, but if he becomes too good, his value skyrockets. Maybe he doesn't want to sign a 10-year deal and risk being undervalued later. So, part of the criticism is from a sell high, maximize value angle, leave while your stock is rising, and on a very human level, people also don't just understand his ambition. He's often portrayed as calm, reserved, quietly ambitious. That doesn't make for viral moments. Fans who want fireworks, a leader challenging Pogačar head-on, see his extension and his no reason to leave line, and then they get frustrated. Is he settling down? Is he bluffing? Is he planning something? Or is he simply content to be second fiddle? That criticism, whether fair or not, is loud, and Almeida's response, his calm, stable choice, is exactly what fuels that very fire. The impact on Pogačar, friend, rival, or co-leader. This is where things get really interesting. What does Almeida's commitment actually mean for Tadej? Because here's the thing, if Almeida is really locked in through 2028, that sends a signal to team management, to other riders, and to Pogačar himself. There are a few scenarios that we can go through. Let's go through them like a team director at a sponsor dinner, with a glass of wine, of course. Scenario 1 I came up with is that Almeida becomes the perfect lieutenant. He supports Pogačar in Grand Tours, leads in 1-week races, and earns his results while staying loyal. That's the ideal for many two leaders, different but complementary. And for Pogačar, it's luxury. He gets a GC class teammate who's not just a helper, but a capable motorcycle to pace climbs, pace TT efforts, and even take over when needed. But here's the catch. For some, the arrangement stifles Almeida's full potential. If Almeida is truly driven, then being forever Pogačar's number 2 might be a long-term source of tension. And tension is bad for team morale, sponsors, and mid-season dynamics. Scenario 2 is that the power struggle is real. Longer contracts often breed ambitions. What if Almeida quietly decides that he wants to go and leave? A time when Pogačar steps back. What if Almeida is impatient, but he stays consistent and continues to improve? And given his 2025 form, that's plausible. He could become a serious threat to Pogačar's leadership within the team. That makes Pogačar's position more precarious than the tabloids selfishly note. Yes, Pogačar is the face, but faces can change. Scenario 3, the team cohesion disaster. Internal friction is a real wildcard. We've already seen Juan Ayuso publicly clash with management. If Almeida and Ayuso had different vision, or if Almeida's ambitions collide with Pogačar's, what then? Do you split leadership? Do you have GC chaos? Or worse, do you lose both potential leaders because the team identity just fractures in two? For Pogačar, Almeida's decision to stay could be simultaneously reassuring and annoying. What do you think? Comment down below in the comment section what you think is going on behind the scenes and why Almeida made this new contract extension. Leave a like on the video for good luck. Subscribe if this is your first time here to stay up to date with all of the latest cycling news, cycling drama, and of course the cycling results. Also, don't forget to comment down below your opinions in the comments below this video.